If you're pivoting in your art and it's scary, you're making the right moves. Hey creators, Aimon here, and this is where I help you unlock your dream creative life. And in this video, we're talking about what it feels like to kind of change your direction as an artist and to go in a direction that you kind of know is right, but you know that everyone else maybe doesn't understand or is telling you that you're not on the right track. And you're going to get some value out of this video. Let's get into it. So quick backstory. Back like maybe 10 years ago, there was this artist called Versace that I listened to, right? And I really liked his music. He made like left of field electronic music, right? And I was even DJing it in my like DJ sets in clubs at the time. Like, you know, it was a little bit too like future bassy for like most of the heavy stuff in my sets, but it fit in perfectly. It was good fun, right? Fast forward like 5 years and he started creating like ukulele music that he's singing over. It was more like alternative pop music. He was clearly just like giving it a go, not really diving too deep down the process, but he was just following what he felt was right, just doing what he wanted to do. He was clearly had a lot of artistic endeavors and that's just what he wanted to do at the time. And I remember hearing it as a fan of his music and actually being triggered by it. Like I was like, what do you think you're doing, dude? Like, who do you think you are? You're trying to be something that you're not. Like, just stick to what you know, stick to what you're good at. Like, it literally triggered me and I didn't like it. I didn't like him. It hurt my ego that he was doing something different and I wasn't about it. And what was happening was that I didn't get it. I didn't understand what he was doing. I didn't get the direction he was going. And that was okay, but he did. And there was probably way more people than just me and potentially even doubts in his head being like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I don't even know. Versace, if you're out there watching this, check it out. Hopefully you resonate with this and would love to know your side of the story. But anyway, fast forward another 3 to 5 years or so, right? My music tastes have changed. I'm DJing different music and sets and stuff. And I came across a song and I was vibing it and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's kind of like alternative pop music. Click on the artist and it was Versace. It was this music that I was hating on him for making 5 years earlier, right? And it clicked with me. Suddenly I got it. And I was like, oh, yo, this is really awesome. And then he drops an album and it changed my life. And I've been listening to that album every day since then, right? And I'm just like begging him for new music every single day. And he's just quite a niche artist, like a couple of million plays on Spotify. And that's what's beautiful about music these days. There's so many micro niches, right? But anyway, for like maybe 8 years from now, I have been wanting to make music that I sing over, right? I've been wanting to make alternative music that I actually sing over, more feelsy, you know, emitting different kinds of emotions than I do with my bass music. And so fast forward another few years, which was, you know, last year or the year before, last year, I launched my first Cozy Guy track. And now I've released 11 tracks as of today under Cozy Guy. And it's crazy because now I'm the person doing the thing that is different, but I'm following my heart. I'm following this thing that I know that I think is right. And I know the music that I'm dropping right now, it's hot. It's so sick, okay? I believe in it. But I know there's a lot of people around me in my circle, either in my city, friends of mine, my family, they're looking at it and they don't get it. They're like, what's he doing? Why does he think he can sing? Like, why is he doing something that doesn't fit into the mold that we have him in my head? Because this is what the human brain does. It compartmentalizes everything and it's really good at that, right? And as an artist, you're a very sensitive person. And this is a beautiful thing. This is part of the reason why you're an artist, you know? You hear and feel things as an artist and you're able to communicate that through your art, which is amazing. But, you know, everyone around me, or at least this is what I'm making a judgment on, you know, not everyone, but some people around me, they've compartmentalized me into this box. And now that I'm breaking out of that mold, that they are trying to keep me in this mold. And they're like, why are you singing, doing this thing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're rebranding, like what's happening kind of thing. But I'm ignoring all those potential voices and the voices of self-doubt in my head because I know what I'm doing is right for me, right? And I know in a few years, and it doesn't even matter whether they get it or not because they're not the target audience of my art, right? But this is what is important for me. And this is all that matters as an artist. So it's funny that it's come full circle for me where, you know, I started off being triggered by someone making kind of music that I actually wanted to make. But it was because I was too scared to do that thing. And I actually respected what he was doing. And I'm obsessed with his music now, right? And I wouldn't be making music today without him. And that's incredible. And what if you are about to make moves, or you have moves inside of you that you want to make, right? But you're afraid of all these different things. You're afraid of what other people will think. You're afraid of what your mind is telling you. You're afraid of what your family will think. Whether it's singing or painting or putting yourself out there on camera, whatever it is, you have a lot of creative value to offer the world, and you're doing yourself like a criminal injustice by not offering that value to the world and by not honing the skill that you know you have inside of you, because you could be the next Versace for someone else, right? Imagine if you have people reaching out to you in a few years being like, oh my God, the art that you make changed my life and had made me create as well. And this is like a creative revolution that I believe really helps everyone come full circle on their creative journey. You wouldn't be where you are. I wouldn't be where I am without having other people that I'm inspired by, right? And let me just double check I'm hitting on all the points here in this video. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is you're on the right track, okay? And if you think you're not on the right track, it's because you're putting limiting beliefs and you're putting yourself into a box. You're stopping yourself from getting where you want to go. But if you feel like you're being misunderstood by those around you, if you feel like you're doing something that's uncomfortable for you creatively, if you feel like you're pivoting and you're not sure about that, you're on the right path. I'm telling you, because this is what creates change within you. This is how you're going to develop into the next person that you need to become. This is the next chapter of your creative existence, right? And that's what I found on my journey, is following the uncomfortable things. A year and a half ago, I was terrified of singing, right? I don't believe I'm the absolute best singer. Thank God for mixing mastering, am I right? But still, I'm putting out music. And I know of at least a few people that I know personally that within their head, they're making up stories and they're hating on me so hard and they're getting triggered so hard by what I'm doing. And knowing that tells me that I'm on the right path, right? Because I'm triggering people around me because they're not ready to see me change in this particular way, or they're not ready to be uncomfortable in their own creative projects, to push themselves creatively. And maybe one day they can be like, you know what, damn, he's crushing it. I need to be doing that as well. Or they'll get inspired by someone else or whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's none of my business, okay? All I'm doing is trying to follow what feels right for me and make the things that feel right for me that I know is going to take me to the next level creatively, that's going to push me creatively. And that's just going to feel right and feel good making that sort of stuff. And that's what you should take away from this video, is that, yeah, if you're not pushing yourself harder than you think, if you're not actually uncomfortable, you probably need to take a look at yourself creatively, because it's scary. It's terrifying. I know. Okay. I know. I've been on this creative journey for 10 years almost, right? You know, I make a living through my art. And yeah, I've got literally 4 or 5 different creative projects that I'm pursuing at all times, at any given time. And it's terrifying. I've got a podcast with 120 episodes. The first episode of filming that, scary, right? But I knew I had value to offer the world, so I did it. I put myself out there. And this is just something you're going to have to accept, and you're going to get used to this, right? Is that you're going to get judged by people. People are going to disagree with what you're saying. I'm getting comments on YouTube now that are clearly triggering people. And that's okay. That's nothing to do with me. I always comment back something nice to them, right? Because maybe along their journey somewhere, it's going to click for them and they'll realize that they need to push themselves creatively. You know, everyone out there is going to have an opinion on what you're doing, but it doesn't actually matter. Because again, we're all going to die. You're going to die. None of this matters, right? So just do the things that make you feel good. And if you have level of self-awareness around this as well, push yourself as hard as you can as well. And that's not like rise and grind, not like necessarily that attitude, but just wake up and be like, maybe I will put vocals on this track. Maybe I will release this art to the world. Maybe I will make a website and put my art up and charge, potentially charge people for it. Because I do believe there is so much value in here that people should be paying for this, right? Back yourself, believe in yourself, push yourself. And what comes of it, I promise you, is going to be magical, okay? Terrifying, but magical, right? And you're going to get over that hump, and then you're going to find the next big mountain, which you realize that's the next hill I have to climb. But you can't see that hill until you climb this hill. and you know what this hill is right now. So I implore you. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you got some value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.